Oh, well, good evening, Chameleon Academy. First thing you'll notice is, Bill, you're not in the kitchen like you're usually in the kitchen. And that's correct. By the way, welcome to the Chameleon Chore Night. And happens every Sunday evening, and it's informal. We just get together and have fun. And let's see, I just want to make sure. Can everybody hear me? Everybody hear me? They should be able to hear me. So this is a session where we don't have a specific topic, and we're just hanging out and saying hello with the Chameleon community. Now you're saying, Bill, let's get back. I know you, Bill, you tried to dodge this. Why are you not in the kitchen? And so I'm going to have to explain. I just got done with some oral surgery. They really messed with my my jaw there. And I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell? Am I a little bit swollen here? My wife says it's easy to tell, but anyway, I'm having to take it easy. And my wife said, you know what? I don't need any feeders today. So you know what? I'm going to relax, and we're going to hang out here on the sofa here. And just say, you just got up from your nap, didn't you? Oh, I wish it was. Although James knows exactly what I'm going through. Although he did it like 10 times as worse than I did. So I only got one tooth dealt with. Well, James got them all. So anyway, that's where relaxing is nice, Bill. Thank you very much, Alicia. Appreciate that. And I am going to relax a little bit because you know what? It kind of takes you out of it. Although the entire process was the best process ever, it's like they put me under for this is the first time in my life I've ever gone into deep sedation. Not deep, I guess deep enough. When I woke up, they said, "You're done." I said, "What?" and I looked at my phone and when I really came to, and yeah, there were a couple of interesting texts that I sent out. What was the one? I sent out this text to my daughter that I said, I just made a list of all the reasons why I love Yvette, and I used a lot of swear words. I have no idea what that means. And I have no idea what the list is. I don't have this list. So I have no idea what was going through my head. But anyway, I'm amused. Apparently I amuse myself. But let's see. Let's go. Let's just hang out and talk. We got some questions here. Mikey Ben says, is this Chameleon Academy and Decaf Chore Night? Yes, decaf. This is decaf chore night. Question on hand feeding. Is it too stressful for hand feeding Jackson's? What if she takes no issue from, well, if she takes it with no issue from your hand, then it's no problem at all. I mean, Jackson's chameleons, especially female Xanths, they are very food motivated. And I've had female Xanths that they will sit on my hand and I will just take them through the garden and they will zap bugs while sitting on my hand. So yeah, if it's no issue, do it. Del Duraco says, good evening. I have a question about the burn healing process for their Del Duraco, go ahead and give me a little bit more on that, and we can talk about the burn healing process. Yeah, Bill, I got some video I can sell you. What? Oh, is this? Did I send you something too? Did you make a Parsons Care guide in your? But you know what? I thought about it. I'm getting closer to doing it, and when I do it, you all are going to say, "What? What do we have to talk about now?" That's right. Oh, Lee's grinding up bug food. All right, that's a good thing to do. So, all right. You sent me a lot. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, let's see. Del Draco's not giving me anything more. Question about the burn healing process for there. I'm just gonna make a guess. Let's just make guesses because what the heck? Let's guess that this is for a Caloptrotus having a burn on their cask. That's what I'm gonna talk about until I get more information. And uh, the thing is, when we get a burn like that, it's literally a burn, and they actually recover from it pretty quickly. You have to make sure that there's no infection that comes, but it's amazing how many chameleons get that horrible burn, but then they recover from it. You'll get an ugly gray scar, um, and it's a huge warning to you that you gotta change something about life. Oh, here, I gotta plug in my computer. Jeez. Just gotta make sure that I get power. So you'll get a scar for life, and it tells you got to change something because they'll do it again. So that's oh, Talzohiti Exotics said that I butchered that name up. Do you have any advice on wild caught breeding? I assume it's best to wait after acclimation. Do you have any words of wisdom to share? For wild caught breeding, yeah, wait until they're acclimated. The thing is, breeding is stressful, but if the female is absolutely receptive, then it's really not that big of a deal. You can breed wild caughts whenever you want to, as long as they're healthy. And it depends on how they're imported. The kind of imports that we've been getting in lately, they come out of the box just ready to go. Just hydrate them for a couple of days and they're essentially stable. Now, I wouldn't assume that because it doesn't always come in that way. But if they're really strung out, then give them time to relax and come up to strength. Then you can breed them at whenever they're back up to full speed. Now, when you say assume it's best to wait until after acclimation, officially, yeah. But if they came in the same shipment, they probably got the same stuff. So having them together is not as big of a deal as it is with your captive hatch. So if you got a wild caught coming in, you don't want to put that one with your captive hatched female or whatever until well past acclimation. So that's that. If I didn't answer if there's any more to that question you want answered, good, put clarifications, because a lot of times I just start talking on general at the general level. Is Yvette here? Yvette's here. Hey. Let's see. Bill, I call a circadia today. I looked it up and it said low parasite risk and good protein. Are you kind of she went for it? Oh, cicada? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, how in the world can she swallow that big thing? Because they got big mouths. Oh, my goodness. When you see a veiled take down a sparrow, you're going, what the heck? Oh, yeah. They're amazing what they can take down. Let's see. A Bull Fuzz says, my chameleon is 1.5 years old and weighs 180 grams. Looks healthy, has good color, but after shedding, it has low appetite and only eats superworms. How many days should I wait before? Oh, okay. You got cut off there, so I'm not sure what you're asking. How many days should I wait before? They really can eat through their shed. So there may be something else going on if they're not eating. And so the shed may have just been a coincidence. There's nothing specific about a shed. Now, if the conditions aren't that great or perfect, then your shed could be delayed, extended, and be messy. But that is a symptom of a common problem, not the shed itself. So, okay, wait before trying crickets again. Chameleons can go a long time without eating. They don't burn a whole lot of calories, especially when they're not running for predators. So you don't really have to worry about chameleons not eating for, I mean, even a couple of weeks. Now, eventually they're going to start losing weight. And it's not healthy. I'm not saying this is, you want to do this, but I am saying that if they go on a hunger strike for a week or even 2 weeks, it's not life threatening. Now, the reason why they're going on a hunger strike, that itself may be life threatening. So, let's be very careful with our terms here. But you just give them time. If they're eating super worms, then they're at least hungry. If they're eating super worms but not eating crickets, they may be just being picky. And if they're picky, it may be because they're not hungry and they're just eating for the fun of it. And worms are generally one of those things that chameleons eat for the fun of it, whether they're hungry or not. So you can just consider all of that. Let's see. Exotic says our pair is looking pretty good so far. We always refer to your info and your expertise as our guide. Oh, excellent. Glad you enjoy it. All right, let's go back to the YouTube. By the way, everybody, this is being shown on Instagram and on the YouTube Chameleon Academy live YouTube channel. So just so you know. I like this couch session. That's right. That's right, everybody. This is the counseling session. Just sit back, relax, and we'll get through it. With the new venture underway with James and everyone, are you still planning on breeding the shamrocks you got? All right. What Roman is talking about is the coup that James Cross pulled in getting me to become part of the First Verbifidus breeding program when everyone knows that I am dedicated to the shamrock chameleons. Very astute question, Roman. Well, the truth is I will be doing both. Yes, I said I want to focus on one, and yet I now have two. That's better than the 5 that I had before. So I guess net positive here. But yes, I am definitely working on the shamrocks, and I may have had a successful mating a couple of days ago, which I'm very happy about. To be determined. But yes, I am dedicated to the shamrocks. That's my long-term personal project. I am loving being part of the Bifidus breeding project because it's helping me. It's like a dry run for the shamrock chameleon. Every breeding project needs a community support and a marketing outreach surrounding it. And this gives me a perfect opportunity to test it. So I am very happy to be part of the Bifidus program. Excuse me. Yes, my sleep has been totally disrupted. The night after my surgery, which was Thursday, I didn't sleep at all. So that was a night. So anyway, I've been recovering ever since. Whew. Are mealworms okay for chameleon? I heard no. Mealworms are fine. They don't have the greatest of nutrition. So they're okay as a snack. I wouldn't use it as a staple. The reason why mealworms got such a bad rap is because that was one of the only foods that people would feed their chameleons, and it got too much. And if the chameleon is not in the top health, they might do something like regurgitate a bunch of mealworms, and that looked really bad. And so people said, oh no, mealworms are bad. No, your husbandry was bad. A chameleon can digest mealworms just fine. So, but that was early on in the community, and we were all learning. So it's not like it was just one person who's had bad husbandry. We all were working through what we had available to us, and mealworms were commonly available. And unfortunately, chameleons not in the greatest of husbandry were commonly available. And so those two came together to create this general idea that mealworms are bad for chameleons. So it's one of these things where if you search down, there's a core truth to it. And once you understand the core truth, you understand why there is some truth to it, but really this whole idea that mealworms are bad for chameleons or they can't digest it, they'll get compacted. It's not the case. So we've grown beyond that. I know a lot of people keep saying that because they keep repeating it because that's what they've heard, and it just and people keep saying it. So you don't have to go out and give people a hard time because they say it. There's worse things that people say. So just know for yourself, mealworms are fine. Geraldine's still waiting for that flight. And you know what? And I've been thinking about that, Geraldine. I got to do it. Adolph says, my chameleon has had low urate volume for several months. It is hydrated, but there are orange spots in the urate. We feed it crickets with carrot, apple, and urate never turns white. It's always small in volume and has orange is fine in urates. This whole idea that your urate has to be white or they're dehydrated is not the case. The chameleon. So everybody, this is the whole urate thing. When the urates go, a white urate is a lot of moisture. And as the urates go through, I think what is the small intestine, wherever, the chameleon's body pulls moisture back out of it, and that's what creates the orange. So there's been some ideas that, okay, if there's any orange, then the chameleon is pulling back hydration because they're dehydrated. So that's not, that's an oversimplification. The chameleon will pull back hydration even if they're not dehydrated. So just because you see orange in your urates doesn't mean your chameleon's dehydrated. In the wild, chameleons have about 50% your orange urates. It's just something their body does. So don't get too concerned if you see orange in the urates. That is what I present to you in the world. Let's see. Renee's talking about who Brachysia theli. Found them all with ease today. I'm learning. They're all eating. They love pinheads, and I'm in adoration of their cuteness. Yes. Angela says, Bill, I'm leaving the fogger on most of night. At first she has the Mr. 2, but she didn't want out today, so maybe there's a problem. I'm still not sure. Oh, well, this is Angela. We're talking about her female veiled chameleon that keeps wanting out of the cage, and we're trying to figure out why. And this is, okay, so you're saying that you left the fogger on most of the night, and she didn't want out of the cage. So the implication, if these two are connected, and everybody with chameleons, we have to play detective and we have to play out scenarios because they don't talk to us very well. So maybe she was dehydrated. Maybe see what you're doing here is you're experimenting, and that's what you got to do. And so I don't know that this is the conclusion that we should take from this, but it's certainly possible. So yeah, keep doing this. You'll figure out, you'll stumble across something that works and you'll say, this works. And then we're going to have to ask, well, did that work, or did just her need to go just naturally disappear and this happened at the same time? It's like, we always have to second guess ourselves, but you're doing great. I'm glad we had a day where she didn't want to come out, and keep fogging and see if that's it. Good job. Mr. Bill, fell in love with chameleons through all your videos. I will buy your book next week. Oh, excellent. I will be very happy. You answered with so much patience. You're a great and valuable man. Wishing you always good health. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Bill, you need a female brevicorn? No, I do not need a female brevicorn. I need to not have more breeding projects, although that would be very, very wonderful. I would love to do that, but I shouldn't do that. You can do it, Bill. And everyone needs a friend like James to get you to extend into more fun than you can have. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? That James, he's a troublemaker. I tell you, I blame everything on James. Oh, let's see. Okay. Again, could be a podcast. Chameleon Myth busted by Bill Strand. Oh, yeah. Well, I do a lot of that. The mealworm thing, though, hasn't caused problems in the community. You got a bunch of people going around saying mealworms cause impaction. No, they don't. But you know what? They're not the greatest. They're not the greatest food source. And so it's like if you don't use mealworms, your chameleon's not missing anything. So I'm not going to spend my time taking care of that myth. Yeah. Let people believe it. Whatever. I won't fight that battle. You got to choose your battles. Got to choose your battles. All right. Dallas Rummy has a multi-part question. Good evening, Bill. You are in the right place if you want a bill. I have a question regarding thermal burns and the healing process. Were you on Instagram? I unfortunately made the rookie mistake of installing a new bulb and not monitoring it. Oh boy. Foreshadowing. Luckily, I caught it the same day and immediately noticed discoloration. Swapped the bulb for a lower wattage and raised it further away from his basket branch. But my chameleon, unfortunately, and at night, where his scales were yellow, that burnt patch is green. Will it absolutely turn black, or could it just crisp up those spots really good and maybe it won't be so bad? Dallas, it really depends on, it all depends on how deeply it was damaged. It's just like our skin. Is it a little bit of a sunburn, or is it blistered 3rd-degree burns? It just depends on how much, and you're just going to have to wait and see. If the skin starts sloughing off, it's pretty serious, and you may have to go for antibiotic ointments. If it's just a little crispy, maybe it will recover. So just keep a watch over it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. But I'm glad you caught it when you did. Yeah, that's good. So, all right. All right, everybody. Well, as I am sitting on the sofa and I am relaxing instead of doing chores, I did bring my books. So if you want to play the book game, the way this works is you throw out what we'll do with Tiny Dragons. You throw out a page number, and I read from the page, and we discuss the topic that's on this page. So if you want to play that game, and this is from Tiny Dragons. This is the book that I've just released, and actually it's available on Amazon now. So you can find it on Amazon. But so that is if all you got to do is throw down a page number, and I will go to that whenever you're ready, whenever you feel like it. Let's see. Oh, Bill has a mail and picking on him about working with a third species. I don't know. We'll see. So, oh, Geraldine got someone to take all the extra dubia I had. Geraldine had a whole lot of extra dubia. Never thought I would be meeting a stranger in a parking lot to give them cockroaches before I start. Geraldine, it's amazing the things we do in parking lots these days. I used to meet someone in a gas station parking lot late at night to transfer crickets, to get a cricket transfer. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. We've got a page 37. By the way, it's between page 1 and 192. There's 192 pages in this book. Spent a lot of work on it. All right, page 37. This is how it works, everybody. So Janet, you have selected cage size. With chameleons, you often hear the phrase bigger is better. This is one of the few times where a simple soundbite is actually accurate. With hatchlings, though, there are a number of valid things to consider when selecting the proper cage size for your situation. And this is a picture of my yard, and you can see my dog's ball down there. That's my Blazes tennis ball. See, I love these little Easter eggs. So yeah, and Tiny Dragons. The thing about this is about chameleon husbandry, but it's through the lens of a hatchling. So just know that this is like chameleon husbandry on the micro scale. And thing with babies, hatchlings, they do. You can put them in a large cage. I've kept my babies and raised them up on. Raise them up on. Can you guys hear that in the background? Can you guys hear that big noise in the background? If not, I'm not going to do anything about it. But so they can be raised in adult-sized cages. The thing is, you just have to account for all the things that can happen in an adult-sized cage. But with babies, you do have the option of having anything from a small cage to a mid-sized cage to a large cage. And it really depends on how much time do you want to have with your baby before you have to move the cage. So Coco the Chameleon says, hey, Bill, where can I get a Chameleon Academy shirt? Oh, go to chameleonacademy.com. You just scroll down a little bit and there will be a merch image. You just click on that and you can go see all of the shirts. I got a lot of different designs, chameleon designs. So just go there. Wayne Abetes, clearly slacking. Smash the like. Good to see you, Wayne Abetes. You're here right in the middle. Exactly when you're supposed to be. So that what they call the late night meeting back then, transferring crickets. I would have somebody would go in, and back then, this is what in the 15 years ago. So we would all get together and we would be able to get the the wholesale rate from Rainbow Mealworms when they sold crickets if we all banded together. So we had to get an order together, and then we had to meet this guy to pick up our crickets. And he'd get cranky if we were late. Yeah. Jenna says, where do we get a signed book? Signed books are difficult because that means it has to come to me. And if it comes to me, then the shipping is just ridiculous. So that a signed book would have to be something where it was sent to me and then I send it back. It's a little bit complicated these days. Steve says, Hafner, I raised brevicorn hatchlings in a 2x2 by 4 foot enclosure. Yep. So there is there comes from the community, people doing it. And it's fun. It is a lot of fun. You just make sure that the cage is done in a way that the hatchlings can go all throughout the cage and feel safe. That's the thing with a hatchling. It has to feel safe. Yes, if you put a hatchling in a large cage and it's a big wide open space, yeah, they'll be stressed, but not because it's a big cage, but because they feel exposed. So as long as they have these leafy plant highways where they can always feel like they're protected and safe, then they do great in large cages. And in fact, it's a lot of fun watching them in a large cage because they're all over the place. And you just have to make sure that they feel safe. Remember, a baby chameleon is nature's candy. Everything wants to eat them. And even bugs will eat baby chameleons. Even plants will eat baby chameleons. I mean, goodness. how bad can it get? So you just have to make sure that you develop a cage interior that has all of these protected highways so they can go in between all the leaves and feel safe. I mean, this isn't something that you're going to train them. It's deep in their DNA. That's how they survive. So you can't just reprogram them. When they get older, they do more of their brain kicks in and they start judging whether you are a danger or not. And they start learning that you mean food. And so as they get older, you start developing more of that relationship. So that's just the way it works with chameleons. So. All right. Ooh. All right. And judging is the best word. Yes. Yes, Jenna is correct. It's chameleons. They look at you and they judge. By the way, I know a number of you remember my issue with my baby panther chameleons that were from a wild caught Umbanja female, presumably, that were growing so slow, ridiculously slow. Well, I'm starting to see some growth spurts, and so at least one of them is getting to get into almost subadulthood. And these are ones that came to me at the beginning of the year, so we're really pushing it. But they are starting to grow, still slowly, but they're starting to grow. Oh, and by the way, everybody, tomorrow morning is the second episode of the Mini Chameleon podcast with Dr. Michael Nash, and this is about enclosures. And so if you go to the Chameleon Academy YouTube channel, 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, Pacific time, the first showing has a live chat, and then I will be there for that. Oh my goodness, I'm still working on my sleep. And so, yeah, getting up at 5 a.m., that's the perfect thing for me to do, isn't it? By the way, we've been having a heat wave lately, which we don't like that for chameleons. Angela says, Bill, I'm just a bug dispenser to my veil. That's the only reason she has anything to do with me. Yeah. And you know what we love? We love it when they decide that we are just a bug dispenser. And there's just something about knowing that they're not scared of us at all, and they think that we just bring food. That's like a special relationship. It's like, okay, we've arrived at a special bonding, because chameleons are supposed to be scared of us, and generally speaking, they are. But and there are a couple of chameleons, small percentage, that don't have a fear of humans. But the real special thing is when there's a chameleon that is nervous about you, scared of you, and then after a while says, nah, you know what? They just bring food. That's when you know, that's when you have this sense of accomplishment. I am now just a food bringer, and I'm very proud of that. Oh, let's see. It's 107. Yeah. If I've got it bad, James has got it worse. It's like with me, I'm in the low 90s. James is in the high hundreds. Oh my goodness. 15 degrees higher. Yikes. Is that 8 a.m. our time tomorrow? 8 a.m. Yeah. 8 a.m. Eastern for that. And like he says, Monday morning, coffee in the academy. I like Monday. Yeah, we have fun. We have fun. And I can at least have coffee with this thing going on in my mouth. Yeah. Alicia says, I'm going to set my alarm and pray. I will listen to it. Yes. Oh, boy. Well, oh, so everybody, I am getting to the point where I am going to be slowly trickling out some of the chameleons that I've got here. So when I'm ready, when I'm emotionally ready, all the chameleons that I've got right now, I don't commercially breed or sell chameleons. So all the chameleons I have right now are the ones that have been left from either I just never got around to selling them, and so they've been with me for however long, or there was something about them. Maybe they weren't as robust as the other ones, so the other ones got sold, and I just held this one back because I did. Maybe it didn't grow as much, and so there's a couple of them that maybe are smaller than normal. Some of them that are completely normal, and it's just I'm just horrible at selling things. But I am working on slowly sending them to homes that will love them, so I can concentrate on my shamrock breeding project. And now the first fur breeding project. So of course, all the like the old timers, they stay with me forever. Like, yeah. So anyway, so what I've committed to myself is that every newsletter that I send out, I am going to feature one of the chameleons, and I will sell one at a time. And yes, everybody, Hugo is ready. If you know who Hugo is, he's turned into a nice ambulope male ambulope panther. But the first thing I got to do is find homes for female parsons, yellow giant female parsons, because I that's a special situation. But I need to sell 2 yellow giant female parsons. Oh, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. But I can't keep everything. I know. Isn't that so painful? You can't keep everything. So. Squishy and Dorito, Janet, right now, Squishy and Dorito are not on the selling docket. I need to raise them totally up. And I got to figure out what's going on. I can't sell them until I know what's going on. And once they get old enough, then I'll find new homes for them. But they need to become subadult first. Even though they're at a size where it would be ethical for me to sell them, I said, yeah, okay. There's just something going on that I'm not sure of. So I'm going to hold those back for a while until I figure that out. So I do not have a Mellors for sale. Bill, do you find there's always a chameleon you draw to after taking them in? What do you mean by that? I think the easy answer is all of them. I will. So, like, I've got 3 panther chameleons that came to me because they needed to be rehabilitated a little bit. And so, okay. What the heck? Why not? And so I'm going to rehabilitate them, and then I'll find them new homes. They just, and they came in with I'd say there may be a skin problem. No, you know what? All it takes is a little bit of time in the California sun. Those problems disappear real quick. So I've got some real nice Nosy Bay Panther chameleons that I'll be finding new homes for in a little while. Okay, important news here. Brownings will be done in 35 minutes. Guys, let's take this over to Renee's place because there's brownies there. So we'll continue this there. That sounds like a good place. Oh yeah, Steve's up in the ante. Do you have ice cream? Says, I so wish I could do the Parsons female. I'm 100%. Don't think I'm ready for him. Yeah, you gotta. It's best to do it when you're ready. That's always the best. Let's see. Let's see. Alicia says, "Need you to come to Ohio and build me an addition with built-in enclosures with chameleons, so I can get away with so much more than I can realistically pull off." Yeah, well, you get a whole room that is specifically designed for chameleons, and then it gets really easy because I mean, you have James come in, he'll put in the plumbing, he'll put in the drainage, and once the entire with an RO system that has the the floats that turn it on and off, so it fills the reservoirs get filled automatically, and then the self priming pumps, so the drainage gets pumped out automatically. I mean, you start doing stuff like that, and life gets pretty easy. Yeah, it's amazing. As complicated as chameleons are, we can make it pretty easy. Yeah. All right, so now everybody is arranging how they're going to get to Renee's for the brownies. And wait, Marcia is saying they're all mine. All right, guys, we need to hurry before Marcia gets all of them. So let's go. We gotta get over there quick. Oh. Oh. I tell you, everybody, we have we have quite the fun going on in the chameleon community. I'm enjoying this. We got a lot of things, a lot of irons in the fire, and things we are enjoying doing as a group, and uh, actually having more fun than I ever have in this chameleon. I've been doing chameleons for about 45 years. That was when 45 years ago is when I got my first chameleon, and I wasn't able to have a chameleon when I was in college, but I was able to do research. I had carnivorous plants though. As soon as I got out of there, got an apartment of my own, chameleons were the first thing that were in there, and that was the early '90s. So let's see, got my first chameleon in the early '80s, and then really jumped in the early '90s. Let's see, James says the only thing I really have ever had to do as far as maintenance is empty water buckets twice a week. Everything else 100% automated. Yep. Yeah. My wife won't let me drill holes in the wall to put the plumbing outside. But how would she know? You can hide it. You can hide it. So for 2026, are we going to Alicia's instead of Sean's for chameleon? Yeah, maybe. There we go. Now we're see. This is what the community is all about: is to get James in trouble. I think that's one of our main purposes. It's one of our main sources of fulfillment around here. Oh. Oh, I have friends, 15 minutes, and I am sacked out. I got to tell you. But I am very excited that I may have had actual mating of the shamrock chameleons. I actually may have had 2 matings. The thing is, they're just so quick about it. It's like, take some time. Let it marinate. Let's make sure it takes here. So I don't know if it actually happened. So speaking of hiding things, where's Eliza Ann? Yeah, good question. Bill, shh, I've got you on the big screen. Oh, don't listen to us, Michelle. Nothing going on here. Nope. Go back to doing whatever you're doing. James is behaving. Let's see. Renee said 2021. I think we became cam heads. Yes, 2021. It's a good year. It's a good year. What do you think? Call an early evening. We love hanging out with you, but you need your rest. Think we should get some rest. You speak truth. You speak truth. So everybody, you okay if we call this 14 minutes early? Me try to get some sleep. I'll finish up that video. All I got to do is put that video up for tomorrow morning. And if I get to bed early, then I'll be up at 5 a.m. and we'll all be able to hang out on the live together. It's not a live session, everybody. It's just a live chat. So it's just text. You don't have to look good for this one. You just have to be there with your typing fingers. So come on, everybody, tell them to take a break. Call it a night, guy. All right. Thank you very much. I love you all. Thank you for taking care of me. Wazio says you're going to be at the Anaheim show. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I just figured out that there is one in September. I don't know. Only Cam says, how are you? Very tired. So I'm going to call it early tonight. And so everybody, you take care. Have a great, it's Sunday night. So we're starting a new week next week. So have a great week. And for all of you more crazy people, I'll see you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Pacific on the main Chameleon Academy channel for the second episode of the Mini Chameleon podcast. Thank you all, and I'll see ya.